So I just moved to my living room because I wanted to share some of the books I've read recently and also some of the books I want to read very soon. I'm very indecisive, so I'm not really sure which one is gonna be. Maybe you can help me if you want to comment down below. If not, then you can just hear me jab about all of them. First, I finished reading about 1 week ago or 2 weeks, Sunrise on the Reaping, of course, by Suzanne Collins. I was dying to read this book. I was hoping this was going to be her next book out because I love Haymitch. He's my favorite character of the Hunger Games next to Haymitch. I've never been a Katniss fan, so honestly the reason for the Hunger Games is just the plot and Finnegan Haymitch. So you can take from that whatever you please. I enjoyed it a lot. I didn't cry like a lot of people did. I don't know why. Maybe it's been a very long time or something, but I didn't cry. But it was super sad. It was very cruel, very heartbreaking, especially because you know what's gonna happen at the end. You know that probably all the people that are in the book are gonna die. Like, that's a fact, because we have seen the end of Haymitch, we have seen the end results, so we kind of expect that, but at the same time it's still heartbreaking, and we're still hoping inside of us, because I guess human beings, we cannot stop hoping for the best, we cannot stop wishing for the best, especially for someone, or in this case a character that you really love and you really want the best for them. So in the back of your mind you're like, I know it's gonna be bad, but you're still hoping. But at the end, of course, Suzanne Collins broke our hearts. Like, we knew it was going to happen, and it was definitely awful. And I guess it showed that really Snow was actually the bad guy, even though people were like excusing him and justifying it in the other movie. Honestly, I didn't. I think from the beginning you can tell he's a bad guy. Like, he's not good. He's not like, at least in my opinion, I don't think he transformed. I think he just got better at it and was forming his personality and his actions for the future, but it's not like he like turned into someone different. In my opinion, I think it was always there. So I don't know why some people were saying like he turned into a monster or whatever. Like, sure, bad things happen in his childhood, but it was not the only person suffering probably in the entire capital and in the entire districts, and nobody else turned into him. So I don't know, I think he was always meant to be the bad guy, and it wasn't anybody's fault. And this is coming from someone that doesn't even like Lucy Gray, and yes, people might hate me from saying that, but I didn't like her character. Maybe I'm biased because I don't like the actress, and I know, again, it can be controversial, but I don't like the actress at all, so maybe that kind of influenced into me not liking Lucy Gray. But still, I'm not a fan of like the singing in the movie. Like, I felt like it was too much. Like, I felt like you could have put a couple songs, because I get like the backstory, I get where Lucy Gray was coming from, and I thought that was fun, but I think it was way too much for my taste, for what I like in movies. So I don't know, personal preference. And again, in this book we saw some singing too, and again, I kind of skipped through some of the singing, not like every like letter, every paragraph or anything. I read like maybe a couple sentences and then was like, okay, fine, I got it. And I didn't want to read everything because I don't know, it's not my taste. But that was the only thing that I was like, I don't like this much, but that's why I gave it 4 stars at the end. The next book that I'm reading right now is A Discovery of Witches. I don't even know where it is right now. I'm also reading on my iPad A Discovery of Witches. I'm not liking it that much. I find it very unbelievable. I felt like the characters just fell in love so quickly, trusted each other so quickly. Like, I felt like they just met and suddenly they were talking about so much like private stuff and things that you weren't supposed to say to everyone, and suddenly he was like, oh, I'm protecting you. Like, it was so out of nowhere. I didn't feel like it made a lot of sense. Maybe it was just me, maybe it's for a younger audience or a different audience, I don't know. I love fantasy, I love fantasy with romance, I love like A Court of Thorns or Roses, and I know it's like not super, how to say it, it's not deep, okay, it's not that deep. I love books that are just fun and interesting and makes you read them super fast, and I love them too, okay? But I felt this one, it was way too much. It made me remember the Wattpad times, which nothing against it, but I'm way past that. And I don't know, just not my taste, I guess. And even though it's academia, I love academia books, I love witches, I love fantasy and romance, still managed to disappoint me, and I still don't know what to do with it because I'm like more than 30% on it, and I don't know if I should DNF or not. So we'll see what happens. I think I'm gonna make my decision today. Also, the other book that I read before that one was, before Sunrise on the Reaping, was The Paper Palace. This one, also on my iPad. This one was super fun, I have to admit. I expected to be disappointed for some reason, and it was super fun. I love literary fiction, I love like family drama, but very well done. In this case, it was super well done. It's about a woman that is in her 50s, I'm pretty sure, and she goes to her summer house pretty much with her family. She's married, she has children, she has her mother there, and also her best friend from childhood and the wife of her best friend. Her best friend is a man, and apparently she's in love with him too, and with her husband at the same time. So it's kind of like cheating, and this is not a spoiler, trust me. It's like the main plot line of the story. That's how it's sold. Like, she's like in between these two men that she loves so much, and she doesn't know what to do with her life pretty much. And you follow all the plot lines, and you follow the past, the present, and even like her mom's story and her grandma's story. I found that pretty interesting. I thought it was gonna be boring, but honestly I found that even more fun, that the main characters, the illusion and thinking like, should I go with him, should I go with the other one? Honestly, the history of her mom and grandma was even more interesting, but I still loved it. It was very well narrated. I love the writing style. For me, the writing style is so important, and it was so good. So I really recommend it completely. Maybe some people will find it boring because there's not a lot of plot, I guess, but in my opinion there's a lot on it. A lot of gossip, a lot of interesting things to philosophize. How do you say this? Oh my god, I forgot. Like, things to analyze in your life, like not justifying cheating at all, to the contrary, to be honest, but it's very interesting to think about all the things that were going on in the book. And then I have the books that I want to read very bad. First, I'm gonna go with maybe this one. This is one from my favorite author, Somerset Maugham. I think that's how it's pronounced. A Man from Glasgow and Mackintosh. It's very small, to be honest. I have read a couple books from him before. It's one of my favorite authors for sure, and I bought this at a used bookstore in Paris, and I was like, oh my god, I finally found another book from his, and very cheap, by the way. I found this and another one, and I really want to read it because I know it's gonna be super small, and I love like the Glasgow vibe and everything. So I don't know if I should read it soon or not. I don't know, it's very small, but I know it's not like those easygoing reads that you're gonna finish in like one sitting. Probably not, I have no idea. So we're gonna see. Actually, I'm not even sure if it's, oh, I think it's 2 short stories actually, now that I see. I'm so confused. Yes, there are 2 short stories. One is A Man from Glasgow and the other one is Mackintosh. Sorry, got confused, but yes, I really want to read this one. I also, oh my god, my leg is cramping so much right now from the way I'm sitting, but I don't know, I just wanted to film here instead of in my desk. The next one is Vile Bodies by Evelyn Waugh. I don't know how it's pronounced, to be honest. I've already read another one from Evelyn Waugh, The Brideshead Revisited. I actually read it this year. I think I started last year and I finished it this year finally. I hope I'm not confusing the author, but I'm pretty sure that's correct. And yes, I just found it. It is the right author. This one, I don't even know a lot about it. I just wanted to read another book from the author because I really enjoyed Brideshead Revisited. So I wanted to read another one, and I found this one again in Paris, and the book that is very well known, Shakespeare and Company, and I love buying from that bookstore for some reason. I love getting the stamp. Very expensive bookstore, tourist trap, whatever. I love it anyways. And apparently it's about like after the First World War, new generation, typical, you know, like innocence, sophistication, inventive minds, like party girl, going through life, coming of age after the First World War. I don't know, I love it. I think it's very interesting. I love like the time after the war or even during the war, how it's explained, how it's narrated in different books and even different movies. I love those kind of movies, and especially the ones set in the US. I don't know why, but for some reason I just love them so much. Also, Somerset Maugham is really good too at that, and it's almost always set in Europe. I think always in Europe pretty much. He's European, he's French, I'm pretty sure. So I don't know, I love those kind of books. So we're gonna see, I don't know when I'm gonna read it again because it's not an easy going book, so we'll see. The next one is, oh my god, I'm gonna put this here. The next one is of course Onyx Storm. This is my ticket that I used to separate it when I was in the plane, because I started this when I was coming back from my trip to Europe, and I'm dying to finish this, but at the same time I don't want it to be over because I know there's one more book coming, but it's not gonna be this year probably, and I love this series. I love The Fourth Wing. The Fourth Wing is one of my favorite fantasy books, I think, of all time. I enjoyed it so much. I think the romance is pretty believable, and I love when that happens, when I'm actually invested in the characters, when I feel like it flows naturally, and I don't know, I just love it. So I'm really hoping I'm gonna love this. The last book finished in such a heartbreaking way. It got me so upset, but we're gonna see how it goes in this one. I hope the author doesn't disappoint me, but I expect a very good story. So again, I want to read it soon, like probably this month. I don't think it's gonna go past May because I'm dying to read it, but at the same time, I don't want it to be over. Finally, oh no, we have two more. Here we have Killers of the Flower Moon. This one I think is pretty well known. It has been made into a movie and it won an Oscar. It was nominated to the Oscar. I'm not sure if it won or not. I haven't seen the Oscars in so many years. I kind of stopped being a fan of them, to be honest. And I'm dying to read it. I haven't watched the movie because I wanted to read the book first, so I'm dying to read it first so I can watch the movie. And I know it's gonna be super interesting. I love the Native American stories, and I don't know, I really want to read this one. So we'll see how it goes. And the last one that I have the physical copy of is, of course, a classic, A Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man. I'm so excited to read this. I actually started it once and I was at the beach, so I didn't have the right mindset to actually read this kind of book set in Dublin, in Ireland. I love Ireland. I'm dying to go one day, and I really wanted to read one of these books also because I love Cillian Murphy and he recommends so many Irish authors, and this is one of like the most popular Irish author, James Joyce. And it's a classic. Like, I love books, and I think for someone that loves books, you have to read at least one book from James Joyce, and I want this to be my first one, and then maybe read Dubliners. So I really want to read it, but again, I feel like I have to be in the right mindset, so we'll see if it happens this month or the next. Then I have a couple on my iPad that I feel like maybe one of these is going to be the next read instead of one of these for some reason. First, I have Blue Sisters by Coco Mellors. I love this cover. It's so pretty. I love the color blue. It's actually my favorite color, so I love the cover. And it's about four sisters. I'm pretty sure one of them dies, and that's why they're coming back to the city, like to grieve and to go through her sister's life and everything else, and her apartment, something like that. I'm pretty sure. I don't like knowing a lot about my books because I just like to keep it light. I want to be surprised by my books pretty much. The next one is Notes on Heartbreak. It's basically about heartbreak, about grieving, the past relationship. I feel like I'm in the right mindset because I'm not in a heartbreak, so I feel like I'm pretty positive right now to be able to read this book. And I love the cover again. One of my favorite colors is also lilac, purple, whatever you want to call it, and blue. So I just love this cover. I would actually put it in my wall. So I'm hoping I would like this kind of analysis on heartbreak, so I can actually put it up on my wall. Then we have the Rachel Incident. This one, to be honest, I cannot remember what this is about, but I know I really want to read it, so there it is. And that's all I want to read. And I'm so, oh no, I forgot. Martyr by Kaveh Akbar. I know he's an Iranian author. I love reading from the Middle East, so I'm very excited. I think this is about a boy that lost his parents either to a plane crash, and also his family was in the war in Iran and everything else. I love reading about that, and I think it's like kind of like a comedy too or something, like drama and comedy. I don't know, I read something like that. I know Jack Edwards, very famous booktuber, recommended it, so I decided to add it to my list. I don't know which one should I read next. I have no clue. I was gonna make this just a clip for my blog, and suddenly it ended up being so long that I think I'm just gonna post this as a regular video. I'm suddenly a booktuber even though I'm not. I don't know, I like talking about the books a lot, so that was it. Thank you.